Welcome back to the Veil Echo, where shadows hide stories and reflections whisper secrets. Tonight we step into a forgotten corner of the past, into the mystery of the haunted mirror. It all begins inside a small, dust-choked antique shop at dusk. Shelves are packed with relics from lost lives, porcelain dolls with broken eyes, rusted clocks still ticking faintly, and mirrors that seem to watch more than reflect. The air is heavy with age and something else, something alive. Among the clutter stands a tall, ornate mirror. Its frame, carved with strange, curling symbols, seems to hum softly as if breathing in the candlelight. When the old shopkeeper brushes off the dust, the glass flickers just for a second, revealing a faint, shifting shadow inside. A young woman enters the shop, drawn by curiosity and the mirror's quiet pull. She laughs nervously when the shopkeeper warns, "Be careful what looks back at you." But curiosity has a way of silencing reason. She leans closer, eyes locked on her reflection. The shop fades behind her, her reflection lags a heartbeat too slow. Her smile fades. Behind her reflection something moves, a hand, pale and ghostly, pressed against the inside of the glass. She spins around, no one's there, only silence and that same faint hum from the mirror. At home, she sets the mirror on her wall. The room darkens unnaturally as if the glass is swallowing the light. Moonlight crawls across the floor, illuminating the mirror's edge. She sees her reflection, but the room behind it isn't hers. It's darker, colder, a long hallway stretching into nothing, lined with other mirrors. A chill wind moves through the room, though every window is shut. The candle flickers, and for a moment the mirror ripples like water. Her reflection's eyes widen, but she hasn't moved. It tilts its head ever so slightly as if studying her. Her breath trembles, she reaches out. The glass feels warm, too warm. The surface shifts again and she jerks her hand back as faint laughter echoes from nowhere. The mirror goes still. Her reflection returns to normal, but her heart doesn't stop pounding. Later that night, she wakes to soft whispers. The mirror glows faintly. Shapes swirl within it, faces distant and silent, trapped behind the surface. The woman covers it with a sheet, but the glow leaks through the fabric, painting ghostly light across the walls. By morning, the mirror stands innocent again. But when she looks closer, a single handprint is pressed on the inside of the glass. Small, childlike, and moving slowly downward as if something or someone is trying to get out. The haunted reflection has only just awakened, and what waits beyond the glass has begun to see her too. The reflection that shouldn't be is no longer just a reflection. The night has grown colder. The house that once felt safe now breathes with every creak of its wooden bones. The mirror hangs quietly on the wall, its cracked surface catching the flicker of candlelight like a pulse. The young woman sits awake, eyes locked on that glimmering frame, afraid to blink, afraid that if she does, the reflection might move again. The clock strikes midnight. The air turns heavy, pressing against her chest. A low hum fills the room, soft at first, then rising like a whisper crawling out of the dark. The sheet she threw over the mirror begins to stir as if the glass beneath it is exhaling. She slowly stands, her fingers trembling as she pulls the fabric away. The mirror gleams, but what she sees isn't her reflection, it's a room that isn't hers. A decaying Victorian parlor, wallpaper torn, furniture covered in dust, and the faint outline of a woman standing far behind the glass. Her pale face glows in the dim blue light. Long black hair floats weightlessly around her. Hollow eyes lock onto the viewer's soul. The woman gasps and steps back, her candle flickering violently. The ghostly figure inside the mirror leans closer, her movement smooth, silent, unnatural. The glass ripples like water and the whisper returns, this time clear, this time calling her name. She stumbles backward, knocking over the candle. Flames dance across the floor, casting wild shadows on the walls. She scrambles to her feet, heart pounding, but the whispers turn to screams, hundreds of them echoing from inside the mirror. Faces appear in the reflection, pressed against the glass, mouths open in silent cries. Then silence. The mirror cracks, spiderweb fractures spreading from the center. Black mist seeps through the lines, curling around her feet. She covers her mouth to stop herself from screaming. In that moment, a cold, transparent hand reaches out from the mirror, slow, graceful, deliberate. It brushes her shoulder, leaving a trail of frost across her skin. The mirror trembles violently, the glass glowing with a ghostly blue hue. The woman's reflection now moves on its own, turning, tilting its head, smiling faintly as if it knows something she doesn't. She runs to the door, but every mirror in the hallway flickers to life, each one showing her, running, terrified, trapped in infinite reflections. She passes one mirror and stops, her reflection doesn't. It stands still, watching, then it lifts its hand and waves slowly. The lights go out, she's surrounded by whispering voices circling her like a storm. The reflection in every mirror begins to laugh, a soft, broken laugh that fills the air. Panicked, she covers her ears and screams for it to stop. Suddenly, everything freezes. The whispers fade. The air turns cold and still. She looks back at the mirror and the woman from beyond is gone. But in her place, her own reflection stares back. Only now its eyes are black, and when she moves, it doesn't. The whispers beyond the glass have finally crossed overhums with a low, unnatural vibration, as though something deep inside is alive. The woman clutches a candle, its trembling flame the only light cutting through the darkness. The mirror now stands cracked and pulsing faintly, whispering to her like a heartbeat from another world. Her reflection stares back, but it's no longer her. The eyes are colder, darker, filled with something ancient. She takes a step closer, her breath fogging the glass. The whispers rise again, voices of men, women, children, all pleading, all trapped. Their faces press against the inner surface of the mirror, each distorted by pain. She turns to flee, but the hallway mirrors ignite with pale blue light. Every reflection shows her in a different pose, screaming, crying, standing still. Her real self stands frozen between infinite versions of her own fear. The temperature drops, her breath comes out in slow clouds of frost. She sees the ghostly woman again, emerging fully from the mirror, her body flowing like smoke, eyes hollow yet burning with sorrow. The figure floats toward her, steps never touching the floor. The woman stumbles back, knocking over a chair, but the spirit keeps coming. A whisper fills her ears, "Help us!" The voice is broken, layered with 100 others. She realizes it's not one soul, but many bound inside the glass, calling to be freed. The mirror's surface ripples violently, pulling the air toward it like a storm. Drawers rattle, curtains whip, candles extinguish one by one. The ghost's hand reaches for her face. She feels the cold, bone-deep, endless. Her eyes fill with tears as she whispers, "What do you want from me?" The spirit's face softens for a fleeting second. "End it," it breathes. And then the house trembles. The mirror's cracks widen, light bleeding from within like molten glass. In a burst of courage, she grabs a heavy candlestick from the floor. She takes one final glance at her reflection, the version of herself now smiling wickedly from the other side, and swings. The mirror explodes. Shards scatter through the room, catching light like falling stars. The sound is deafening, like 1,000 screams collapsing into silence. The black mist recoils, swirling into the broken frame before vanishing completely. For a moment, there's nothing, just still air and her own ragged breathing. She looks around, the mirrors in the hallway are dark again, lifeless. The ghostly presence is gone, only fragments of glass remain, glittering faintly on the wooden floor. Dawn seeps through the cracked windows, painting the room in pale gold. The woman exhales in shaky relief, sinking to the ground. But then one shard of glass catches her eye. Inside it, a faint glow flickers. A shadowed face forms within, eyes watching, waiting. She slowly reaches toward it, but before her fingers touch the shard, the whisper returns, softer this time, almost gentle. Reflections never die. And with that, the light inside the glass fades, leaving behind only silence.